On today's episode of Identity, founder of Girls Invent Tomorrow, Thuli Sibeko, pops by for coffee. We take a short left to Hillbrow in Johannesburg for a musical encounter. What's Appening features the review of a travel and trip guide app and a life-changing movie titled Mountain Between Us. And we wrap up the show with a track from Kaylow, Soul Cafe.
I am an individual with an imagination. My inner faith illuminates innovations. In a space with infinite inspiration, I was born free from all incarceration. Incredible, living infallibly, intelligent, outshine with my inner being. This is me, impeccable as ever been. I am you, you are me. This is my identity.
Sanbonani, welcome to your favorite multi-faith show on SABC 1 Mzansians. I'm your host, Viwekwala, and thank you for joining me on your #1 multi-faith magazine show, i-Dentity. Tomorrow, the 31st of August, the Muslim community will be observing the day of Arafat. This day is the second day of Hajj pilgrimage, and at dawn of this day, Muslim pilgrims in Saudi Arabia will make their way to a nearby hillside called Mount Arafat to commemorate Prophet Muhammad's, peace be upon him, final sermon and completion of the message of Islam. On the following day, the festival of sacrifice known as Eid al-Adha is celebrated. Muslims sacrifice an animal and share the meat with everyone around them to honor Prophet Abraham's willingness to sacrifice his son for God. To all Muslims around the world, we wish you Eid Mubarak. Masingene ke kwinkqubo yanamhlanje ngenqoko ebendinayo egqithileyo. Kwiinyanga ezimbalwa ezigqithileyo, ndinqokole nondwendwe oluphuma emagqabini uThuli Sibeko khonapha kwivenkile yekofi yethi i-Identity. Inqoko yethu yayinomdla ngale ndlela eyenza ukuba nisicela ukuba sibuyele kuyo ukuba niyibone kwakhona. Sisivile ke isicelo senu, nantso ke. Today I'm hanging out with a young woman who has a clear vision of leadership and youth development. Thuli Sibeko is the founder and designing planner of Anglo-African Events, a company that provides professional events and campaign management services. In spite of her already hectic schedule, she also takes time to follow her other passion, which is empowering and mentoring young people. In 2013, she established Girls Invent Tomorrow, an initiative dedicated to empowering, educating and mentoring young girls who are interested in entering the information and communication technology sector. In 2015, Thuli saw the need to launch yet another initiative that aims to nurture and guide young people into leadership. She named it the Next Gen Leadership Movement. Our team was curious to find out more about this extraordinary woman, so of course we had to have her over for coffee, cupcakes and a chat. Thuli, welcome to Identity.
Thank you for having me. It's such an honor to be here.
Okay, so I want to start from the beginning. Yeah. What was your childhood like?
I grew up in a very large family. There were 6 kids. I'm obviously the baby of the family. And I think, when you're the baby, everybody treats you like an egg. You get sheltered. You're the one that, they just really look after you. And I was raised by an amazing woman. Where my mom was the head of the home, and she was very passionate about treating us as individuals. It's a big family. You've got 6 kids, and you need to look after all 6 of them because everybody's got their own special needs. Sure. But she treated us as individuals, and she always wanted us to have our own voice within the big structure that we had in the family. We grew up learning the idea of Ubuntu, and understanding what you're not in this world alone. There are other people around you, and you need to always remember that. You always need to remember anything that you do. You always remember that you really need to look after in just the world that we live in. So I think for us, that was our childhood.
And as you said, Ugutu Mama was very grounded in the principles and the values of Ubuntu, yes. Which leads me to my next question about spirituality. How was it introduced in your life, and what role does it play in your life right now?
Sure. My mom, with us, it's from a young age, we went to Bible school. You know that the Bible school that you drag your feet, you're like, Saturday Bible school. And it was part of who she was, I think, because my mom's name was Umatapelo. So she was really a praying woman, and as a praying woman, you lead your family into prayer, with things that you do. So for us, it was an everyday thing. The power of prayer is so important because because it kind of guides you in the direction that you're taking. You know, whether you believe in Allah, in God, in Jesus, whatever religion it is, you know, I think we all know that there's a higher being that exists, that guides us in things that we do in our daily lives. And she was always about that. She always said, I'm not going to tell you which church to go to, which religion to believe in, but you need to have prayer in your life. You know, you need to be thankful. You need to pray for the things that you have. You know, and I think that was very important for us as kids, and we're forever grateful for that.
So Thuli, let's speak about Anglo-African events. Firstly, why the name? And secondly, what inspired you to start it?
It was such a random name that we chose. You know, it was really, we sat and we went through all the names, and we always wanted a name that started with A, because we always believed Uguti. Back then we had a phone book, so we always wanted with Aunt Vula. We are A, you know, so it was seriously, it was that random. And then we were like, okay, so how are we going to make this work? So we were like, Anglo-African events. We played around with different names, and then that one we fell in love with. We were like, this is the one, that's the name we want. And yeah, and we chose it based on that. And I think what inspired us to start the agency was really, you know, when you have your own agency and you have a plan and how you want to see it in the end, it gives you a lot more flexibility in terms of how you strategize and the business you bring in, how you use the business to bring in to empower what other people. So I think that was the real big thing for us.
But Thuli, when you speak about, you know, planning and strategizing, I'm sure you've had some obstacles or huge challenges that you needed to overcome. How did you do that, and what spiritual practices do you use to do that?
Sure, I think for me it's always about, you know, my job is very fast-paced. It's always, you know, we're always going from project to project, and we're running around, and you never really have time for yourself, you know. But I've learned that in the past years that I've been running the business, I've learned to have a moment. You know, there are times when I always say to my clients, to the people I work with, that Sunday is my day. It's a day that I need to kind of just unwind, just to kind of just be with me, be with my higher power. And I think that's been really the essence of how I stay sane.
So guidance and leadership is very important for you, and that's why you're clearly passionate about helping young women, empowering women.
Absolutely.
So tell us about Girls Invent Tomorrow.
Because I run an events agency, and primarily my clients are in the technology sector, I saw a gap, you know, and I think that's what entrepreneurship is about. It's about seeing the gaps and filling those gaps. I noticed that with the events that we plan, it's very male dominated.
Sure,
you know, you come to events and it's mostly men. Females are there, don't get me wrong, they exist, they're there. But I just felt that we're not making an impact in the technology space. So I think for me, Girls Invent Tomorrow is really about showing young girls that there are other careers besides being an accountant, a lawyer, or a doctor. You know, open your eyes, you know, and I think we're very passionate about showing them, the females that are doing it, that are in the industry. You know, we run empowerment programs. We get female in technology to come talk to the girls so they can identify with them and see that, oh, okay, so this person's got a similar background as me, you know, different communities, and it starts becoming real.
It creates a formidable support structure, especially for young girls.
Absolutely.
Last year, you took on an initiative, the Next Gen Leadership Movement. Please tell us about it.
Sure. Next Gen was really, I think it was also going back to young people. You know, when I look at young people, I'm very passionate about young people, because I think they are the future. You know, they are the next leaders. You know, I think with us, a lot of us have done what we can within the spaces that we can, but young kids need to be aware of the role they're going to play in society. You know, sometimes when you see that your peer has achieved, you know, has gone somewhere, has achieved a goal, you want to learn from them, and you want to ask them, okay, so how did you touch? What did you do? So I think that's why we decided to do Next Gen, and you know, the support and the feedback we've gotten from Next Gen has been amazing, that a lot of young people who we have in our pool love it, because right now there's been a lot of networking opportunities where people are exchanging cards, they're having their own meetings, they're meeting people that ordinarily they wouldn't have met within their space, you know, just to kind of get an understanding of where they're going, how they got there, and what challenges they faced. So I think that's how we decided to create a Next Gen.
Okay, Thuli, with that mouthful said, I'd like to get it into our next game, and it's called Would You Rather.
Okay.
So it's a quick game. It's identity. You need to answer as quickly as possible.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
Would you rather wear only 80s clothes or 80s hairstyles?
80s clothes.
Be always 2 hours early or always late?
2 hours early.
Be a pirate or a ninja?
Pirates.
Be stuck on a deserted island or be lost in a huge unknown forest?
Deserted island.
Travel by boat or by motorcycle?
By motorcycle.
Be able to change the past or be able to see the future?
be able to see the future.
Thuli, thank you so much for being an inspiration, and thank you for joining us on I-Dentity.
Thank you for having me. It was really fun. I enjoyed this one. Thank you very much.
We're certainly inspired by Thuli Sibeko's wonderful work and the determination to build and motivate young women. She truly knows that when you educate a girl child, you educate a nation. Lixesha lekhefu. Xa sibuya siyokroba eHillbrow eGauteng ukuyobona ezomculo. Kwaye ningaphoswa sisiqendu sethu sanamhlanje semedia review esibonisa i-app yohambo nomboniso bhanyabhanya ufudumeza inhliziyo. Siyabuya ngoku.
This is my identity. This is my identity.
Namkelekile kwakhona kwi-Identity khonapha ku-SABC 1 Mzansians. Ndinguviwe Gqwala. Siyabulela ngokuhlala nathi. Some time ago, our valued viewer, Thuli Sibeko, invited us to help her out on her mission to learn more about an ancient art of marimba music through a foundation called Royal Vibrations in Hillbrow, Johannesburg. We were also eager to find out too. So, the Identity team took their cameras and headed to Hillbrow to join Thuli and her crew. Let's check out the story.
This is my identity.
Good day, Identity viewers. I'm your guest presenter, Thuli Sibeko, out at the Hillbrow Recreation Center. Now today I'll be learning about the real art of the soothing sounds of marimba band. Sit back, relax, and come with me. Now I'm standing with the founder of the Royal Foundation Vibrations, Themba Moyo. Please tell us about how the Royal Vibrations Marimba Band began.
It was 2008. At first I just wanted to teach. But after that, I saw that here in Hillbrow, most of the times, most people with special youth, they don't have things that they do in terms of work, and they don't have something that they can generate money with. So I said, okay, how about if I start the whole foundation and just recruit some kids from the street, some kids from around Joburg, and see if I can teach them. Maybe after some time, I start a band that they can earn something out of it. Then that's how I started the band.
When did you discover your passion of working with children?
I think it was when I started playing marimbas, because I used to have that thing when if I'm going past schools, when I hear marimbas banging, I'll be like, let me just go there and watch and see what's happening. So when I got there, before I know it, I'll start teaching. They'll give me a platform, I'll start teaching.
You know, we're going on about marimba. Now, for someone who doesn't understand or know what marimba is, how would you explain it to them?
It's an African melodic instrument that is made out of wood and some PVC pipes. So the PVC pipes, we use them for resonating the sound, to make the sound a bit more. Then the wood, we buy a special type of wood called mukwa. We've got teak, we've got mukwa, we've got saligna.
Now with the marimba, now that you've explained it, yes, how do you then create melodies from it?
The creation of melody, it comes natural. It's natural. It's more spiritual, if I can say, yeah. Because sometimes most of our melodies that we create them according to the surrounding.
Standing next to me is one of the pioneers of the Royal Vibrations members. Thembile, what do you find so amazing about the group?
Well, one thing that's so amazing is we create different things. We're using our own different identities as a people with the instruments and with the music that we listen to.
And then any advice for other youths out there that are watching you guys taking trophies, what would you say to them?
I would first of all say to the parents, support your children to go and learn something new, to go and enjoy whatever they love most. And to the young people, the young South Africans, what I'll just say is do what you love.
Now I'm standing next to Polite, one of the marimba players, and he says he's a dancer. Polite, I want to know from you, why did you join this initiative?
Oh, I joined this initiative to follow my dream to be an artist, of which the group offers more than art and life.
And what's your hope for the group? Where do you see yourselves in the next, let's give you 5 years?
Oh, my hopes for the group were to take this internationally, because we have dominated the local market. We would like to take it international: Europe, America, South America, Australia, West Indies, everywhere in the world.
Standing with me now is Tato, one of the dancers for the group. Tato, why did you join this initiative?
Basically, I'm passionate about music. I love dancing, I love singing.
So what do you do in the group, Tato?
Basically, I'm the lead vocalist, and I do dances as well, and I also play marimba.
And what do you enjoy about the group?
I love how we interact with each other and how we work with each other. Individually, I love the well-being. I love how they work with others.
Standing next to me is one of the lead players, Ungobile. Why did you join this initiative?
Firstly, music has been my passion since from a tender age. And also with me hearing about the band, I came here and I found my age mates, and it was a vibrant thingy, so I was interested. So that's how I joined.
And what do you enjoy about the group?
What I love about the band is that the band is versatile in terms of the style of playing and also the type of music.
What are your hopes for the marimba group?
The hopes for the marimba band is to basically represent South Africa on the biggest stage in Africa, and also internationally to represent us Africans with our diverse kind of music.
What an enlightening experience I had with the Royal Vibrations, learning how they maintain and sustain our musical sound. I hope you were inspired as much as I was by the amazing work that they do. I'd like to thank the Identity team for coming out and experiencing this musical experience. Now it's back to V in the Identity Coffee Shop.
Sonke sidinga ukuba yinxalenye yombutho ofana ne-Royal Vibrations okanye inyathelo elibalulekileyo eluntwini. Mna ndicebisa ukuba ulutsha luziqalele umbutho onenjongo yokwakha isiseko esinamandla eluntwini, ngoba ngaloo ndlela luyakwazi ukuzikhuthaza. Enkosi kuhlobisile Motha ngokudlala indima yakhe. Let's take one more break before we check out this week's media review segment. Today we're featuring an app that specializes in creating tailor-made touring destinations in Southern and Eastern Africa, as well as a movie called Mountain Between Us. See you in a moment.
This is my identity. This is my identity.
Siyanamkela kwakhona kwi-Identity, sabulela ngokuhlala nathi. Uba salungena ophoswe incoko bendinayo nomqambi we-Girl Invent Tomorrow nosomashishini uThuli Sibeko, sandwendwela indawo yomculo yemarimba eHillbrow eGauteng. Ngoku lixesha lesiqendu sethu se-media review. Nanku what's happening. Planning a last-minute trip can be so stressful and may lead you to missing out on luxurious destinations around your area. Here's the app that will help you plan your own trips and see different heritage sites around you. It's called Giltage Africa Luxury Safari. Let's check it out. Giltage Africa Luxury Safari is an award-winning inbound tour operator app that will provide you with an in-depth knowledge of Southern and Eastern Africa and the magnificent Indian Ocean Islands. This app is a handy tool for travelers who want to have travel-related information at their fingertips. If If you want to explore the area you're in, or visit a place you'd like to put your sense of adventure to the test, select the Travel Experiences tab to know nice cool spots recommended. Perhaps you want to explore and experience the Cape Winelands, or visit beautiful scenery places that have never been visited before. Swipe right and choose the Cape Winelands tab. To see different luxurious destinations you can check in and different activities offered for the guests, spectacular courses, and experience private wine tastings. Maybe you want to visit game reserves and private lodges. Swipe right and choose the KwaZulu-Natal tab to see different games you can try, and also visit sites such as Tanda Private Game Reserve to read up on the ancient Zulu practices. The app also offers general information about different cities and provinces. Take a short left and explore Africa with the help of Giltage Africa Luxury Safari. This app will certainly come in handy for those planning vacations during summer holidays. Now on to our next review. It's an inspirational movie about two strangers who must work together to endure the extreme elements of the snow-covered terrain. It's called Mountain Between Us. Let's check it out.
Anyone?
Based on the novel The Mountain Between Us, centers around two strangers who are waiting for a flight at the airport. Dr. Ben Payne has just wrapped up a medical conference, and Ashley Knox, who is flying east for her much-anticipated wedding. Ben finds a charter plane that can take him around the storm and drop him in Denver to catch a connection. And then the unthinkable happens. Both stuck in the middle of nowhere with no cell phone reception and no one to help them. Ben tries to go out and seek for help, and Ashley is badly injured. The two strangers work together to endure the extreme elements of the remote, snow-covered terrain. For some inspiration and compelling story of two strangers trying to survive, make sure you catch Mountain Between Us.
Who knows where we are? We're all we've got, me and you. We can go 3 weeks without food, 3 days without water, and 3 hours without shelter.
We've come to the end of today's episode of Identity. Let's hook up again next week, same time on SABC 1 Mzansians. In the meantime, get in touch with us and let us know which interview or regional story you'd like us to feature in one of our throwback episodes. Simply send an email to identitytvshow@gmail.com. You can also find us on the social networking scene. Search for Identity TV Show on Facebook, Twitter or Instagram and connect with us. Kum uvuyo gqwala neqela le-Identity sithi salani kakuhle, uThixo anisikelele. Nangu uKaylow ngengoma yakhe iSoul Cafe. Enjoy.
You all just gotta know we can party through the night. With you here, surely I'm alright. I know you like it. So baby, don't be shy. Bringing out my inner child. This is the Soul Cafe. Welcome everybody.